Hey, what up, everybody? Yeah, I just wasn't sure if the thing's out here because I'm outside. I'm at a friend's house. We just had a little grilling and sitting out on the deck. And one of the things that came up today earlier, I saw somebody had something about how many partners somebody had. So I was wondering, what if you had 100 sexual partners? Could you marry somebody who had 100 sex partners in their lifetime? I don't mean had sex 100 times. I mean had 100 individual sex partners. They just told you, like, you got a girlfriend, whatever, and you're thinking about marrying her. You talk to her. You should be like, well, I had a few sex partners in my lifetime. You'd be like, well, how many? She'll, well, like at least 100, somewhere around 100. Da, da, da. So what would you think? I'm just trying to get some common sense opinion because actually I saw something about that earlier, and I thought to myself, well, who the hell wants something, a car with 1,000,000 miles on it? You've been totaled out twice. They bent the frames broke, and they tried to hammer it and burn it back into place and mold it and all kinds of stuff, man. All the paint fell off of it. 100 different sex partners now. So the standard in biblical terms. Y'all know I'm a minister. Most of you know I'm a God lover, but the biblical standard was virginity. For a woman to be considered, the highest value. Not like everybody had to be a virgin, but that was kind of the standard. Even up until I would say even like the last 50 years or so, that was probably something of an expectation. Somebody can argue about if the last 50 years, 100 years, but y'all understand what I'm saying, that historically the fewer men you have been with, the higher your sexual value, or the higher your value was as far as marriage. Nobody wants to marry a woman who's been with a whole lot of guys. And I know, like, I kind of titled this the 100, but in reality, we could be talking about a lot more. We'd be talking about a whole lot more than 100. Or if you, even if you cut that in half, 50, I just tell you for myself, there's no way if a woman told me she'd been with 20 guys, I would still think that was a whole lot. And I guess depending upon her age, I might think it's, well, 20, well, I don't know. I would find that even hard, but you talk about 50, there's no way in hell, and I think you'd have to be a hell of a simp, to be trying to wife somebody who's been with 50 dudes, let alone 100, twice that many. But I saw some on YouTube earlier today, and some guy said he would take her. Well, she might have been, kind of confused early in her life. Well, if she was that confused, she could straighten herself out with somebody else. And I know I love my brothers and sisters, but certain stuff, you're exempt from at a certain point, and I just believe that that's the way it should be. I don't believe God ever meant for any woman to be with that many men. Now, and some of you have been conditioned to believe that whatever the man can do, the woman can do also. But that's simp talk, because men and women are different. And I know, so, the men and the women, they're the same, and the woman can do whatever the man does. But if you believe that, if you're a man and you believe that, you're a simp. I tell you, and I don't care what you say. If you believe that women can do whatever a man do sexually, and they should still maintain the same value, it's just simpness. So simp on, get you 100, one of these women with 100 plus. Man, oh man. So anyway, it still turned out to be a beautiful day. Yeah, I know I got on turtleneck. But it was cold as hell today. I don't understand this. It's Detroit in the middle, and it's still summer. Fall doesn't start till September 21st. This is August 24th. Was it 23rd? 24th? 23rd, 24th, something like that. 24th. And there's no excuse for anybody, no woman to be in love with 100 dudes. Ah, man, just the whole title of it, I was like, okay, who's going to say that they okay with a woman being with 100 dudes? So I think I'm gonna check that out some other time and maybe, I don't know, go around take a quick impromptu survey someplace. In the meantime, ladies, keep that number as low as possible. Uh, you know, as a father, I could tell you my daughters, I I encourage them to stay virgins until they're married. That's my desire. I would like them to stay virgins until they're married. I don't want, I don't, you know, and you women don't realize that you'll never have a higher value to a man than him being your first. If you are first when he marries you, you better believe he'll jump over. He'll cut off 1,000 heads like David did for Saul's daughter, in order to have you and keep you. So don't listen to the feminists. They're liars. They're feminists, and they're nothing but rebellious witches. Amen. All right, well, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. I try to get everybody to subscribe. If you've been but you probably need to subscribe to some penicillin. And I don't know what it is they use to treat AIDS and herpes or anymore to keep keep you from blowing up. Or like they say that Mission Impossible, that pussy goes self-destruct. I just used a bad word. Yeah, man. But I don't think it's that bad a word, honestly. I hope you grown-ups on here on this YouTube channel anyway. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. And if you're a woman and you've been with over 10 dudes, you're not looking good. Just not. All right, y'all. Thanks, and appreciate you, and see you next time.